Yo guys, oops, that's back up. Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done already, subscribe to Off the Cameras Boxing, like the video and do all those amazing stuff. We are live with another Watchalong, guys. Do you know what I'm really liking these ones? 3-4 a.m. in the morning. At first it was a bit of a stretch, but really truly I kind of grown to like it. But big you guys up from all across the world. And thank you a lot for showing me support throughout the last couple of weeks as well. I really appreciate it. This is Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero. Put in the comment section below for the get-go. Who do you guys have winning? Do you guys have Rolly causing an upset? Or do you think it's going to be an absolute slaughtering by Gervonta Tank Davis? Put in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Before we get started, I think there's a fight going on at this present moment with Ramos versus Santa Maria. So, first things first, on the way in, subscribe to the channel, like the video on the way in. It helps out a hell of a lot, guys. It helps out a hell of a lot, guys. I think we've got like an hour, maybe 45 minutes to the main event. So, without further ado, let's just have a little bit of a discussion. I have a few topics I wanted to run through before the main event. We can have a little bit of a discussion upon some of these because I'm not going to lie, I'm really looking forward to some of these. Yeah, some of these topics are a bit more ones that I didn't really cover, ones that I didn't do videos on, but ones that you guys would want to hear opinions on. So without further ado, first things first. Last evening or yesterday, a couple of hours ago, actually, it was a Champions League final. Yeah. Liverpool fans, bro. Hey, yo. Liverpool fans, yeah. What's going on? What happened? What happened? Yeah. Where was all this chat? Where was all this chat from all these Liverpool fans? No chat, bro. Yeah, no chat. This whole season talking about quadruple. Big man, sit yourselves down. Yeah, you lot won one league title 30 years. Relax yourself before we get into it. Yeah, it was a great final. Even though I didn't want Romero to win, it was a really good final, and I kind of enjoyed it as well. So we had to kind of get that out of the way. Hopefully, you guys watched the Champions League final. If not, like, I'm just going to fill you in. It was a great evening for myself as a Chelsea fan. Anyway, moving swiftly on, yeah, because I know this is boxing. This is all boxing. So we got to keep it like that, okay, guys? What do we want to run through? Do you want to run through Gervonta Tank Davis, or do you want to run through everything else first? Let's start off with... Do you know what? Let's start off earlier in the week. Early in the week, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday this week. We had a bit of a scenario with AJ. AJ stepped to a few uni students, and ultimately it caught press. A lot of people were upset with AJ on how he conducted himself and how he approached the situation and his aggressive tone to his voice, etc. And people were debating back and forth whether he was in the right to do this, whether they should have done this as well. Regardless of that, I ultimately, he's the heavyweight champion of the world, a former heavyweight champion of the world. Stuff like this isn't good for his profile, isn't good for his whole look. But at the same time, from my personal opinion, this was the right thing to do. Nowadays, I think a lot of people, young people, people of all ages, just want to just step to celebrities. Like they would, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's entitlement, maybe it's confidence. I don't know what it is, but they feel the need and the entitlement to stick it on celebrities, stick it on top celebrities with expected very little or no repercussions. You see it all the time. You have it in football where fans will go to football players and just cuss them out in front of their face. Oh, you effing this. Oh, you yeah. They'll cuss them out in front of football matches, expecting them to do absolutely nothing afterwards. AJ stepped to them and said, "You know what? I know you. I heard you talking about glass jaws out the window, which they probably was talking about the maddest of smoke. Yeah, we don't know what they're gonna say, but I'm pretty sure by AJ's reaction, they were just saying the nicest stuff, shall we say? They were goading him. He stepped to them and said, "Listen, one of these days you're gonna cuss the wrong person, and they're going to show you what a glass jaw looks like." And I'm 100% in support of AJ. To be fair, if this was Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, or any other heavyweight or any other boxer, I will be the same as I am at the moment. I will be 100% behind them. I'll be 100% in support because these type of things run regularly. And I think that in order to stamp out these entitled fans, these people who just sit behind a keyboard and just think that anything they say has no repercussions, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to have some restore and order and punch them in the face. I'm sorry. Some people might not like to hear that. You might want to restore peace and order in the community and give them a stiff bang to the face. That's just in my opinion. But overall, I think AJ's next fight is in the next couple of months. So I do hope that he uses this energy that he has within himself in not letting people disrespect him and using that fire within him to unleash to Alexander Usyk and really put in a hell of a performance to either get his belt back or in his head probably die trying. So that's what I think on the AJ topic. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Right now we've got Ramos versus Santa Maria. Ramos is looking half decent. I can't say he's looking. Oops. Can you guys hear me as well? I just realized I was on mute. Can you guys hear me? Is my sound quality all good? I just realized I was on mute this whole time. Absolute madness. But be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video on your way in, guys. It really helps out a lot. I really appreciate it as well. Let's see what it's saying. I think it's working, guys. It's all good. Let's get the lights up, guys. Round 7 in this bout between Santa Maria and Ramos. This is a hell of a fight, guys. Very good skill by Santa Maria. He reminds me. It's weird because he reminds me of a. I don't know how to describe him. He's a very. I don't know. He's a weird type of a fighter. He is such a weird type of a fighter. But I think this is the last fight before the main event? I think this is one of the very few fights before the main event. Let me see the card. Tank Davis versus Romero card. I'm not sure whether this is one of the last fights of the card. I think there's a couple of fights left on this card remaining. Regardless of that, thing is We've not got long left. I think we've got about 45 minutes, maybe half an hour to the main event. Where's this card? Do you know what? I have to give Matchroom their props. Matchroom, in my opinion, always have like on their website the card from top to bottom, and it just visually, from my end, it makes perfect sense. Like if I go on the PBC's website, I guarantee you this card won't be as visible as as Matchroom's. Okay, full schedule. Let's go. Let's go. Flip, man. This is annoying. Okay, so there's one more fight. There's Lara, Erisanle Lara versus Gary Spike. Hold on. The same Gary, it can't be, surely. Gary Spike O'Sullivan. What the flip? What the hell? What the hell? Boxing's crazy. Anyway, back to the battle at hand. We've got Ramos versus Santa Maria into round number 7. We've got 21 seconds, 20 seconds left on the clock. Santa Maria with a good double jab. Ramos on the front foot pressing Santa Maria. Santa Maria has got very good hooks on him. So, yeah, that round ended. All right, let's jump back into the next topic, guys. We spoke about AJ. And you know what I noticed as well? When we're speaking about AJ, where's all of this smoke for Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury was drunk, kicked the cab driver, yeah, went over during this fight week with Dillian White. He got asked about the questions on Daniel Kinahan. Didn't want to answer that either. Where's all of this smoke for Tyson Fury? AJ hotted up a couple of students, didn't really touch them, forcefully spoken to them, but really told them like what's what after they hurled abuse at him. And Tyson Fury, kicked the cab driver, walked out of an interview, calls people dossers, and yet AJ's the problem. AJ, is the guy that isn't showing himself as real, isn't the person that used to be looked at as a role model. But this guy is. Is this the same guy you guys want to back? Come on, man. Allow it, man. I'm not hearing it. Absolutely not hearing it. But we move. Is what it is. Maybe it's just an underlying stereotype. Maybe it's just me. Okay. Got this is the 8th round, 2 minutes 19 on the clock. Ramos versus Santa Maria. Ramos is backing down Santa Maria. Santa Maria has got good footwork on the back foot, making Ramos miss a lot of his punches. A lot of his punches are missing Ramos, which isn't on the eye as well. Isn't conducive to where he wants to be at. Hang on a minute. Let me just share this on Twitter, guys. Completely forgot to share it. Crap. How do I share it on Twitter? Share. Hold on. I don't know how to share this, guys. So you guys are gonna have to do it for me. All right. But this fight is dead, man. Flipping Ramos, Santa Maria, doesn't want to fight at all. Absolutely passive. He doesn't want to fight at all. But it is what it is. Do you know what? Wow, is that a cut? Hold on a minute. I think it could be a cut. It could be a cut. Hold on. We've got to see it properly. Nah, it's just the way his head. It's just the way his head is shaped. That ain't a cut. That ain't a cut, bro. That's his head shape. Hold on. Has Ramos got a cut on his forehead, like right there down the middle? It's hard to see. No, I don't. He don't. He's got his hair long. His hair in the middle is quite long, and it drags down the front. And the way his forehead is like positioned, it appears that he's got some sort of cut, but it's not. Regardless of that, yeah, we got to move on. Bro. This is not. Yeah, this is not the fight, guys. Do we want to see this? Do we want to see this fight? Because I've seen this all over, Twitter. I've seen this all over Instagram, and I could understand it from fans who are, who are Tyson Fury fans who don't like Dillian White, or people who just don't like Dillian White in general would want to see this fight because they're looking at Joseph Parker and they're saying to themselves, okay, like if Joseph Parker goes in against Dillian, wins against Dillian, look at what he can do for his career. But we need to think about it a bit more. What is in it for Dillian White? Really, what is in it? Dillian White is 34 years of age. He's already beaten Joseph Parker. In my opinion, if he goes back in again, if he wins, he's already beaten him before, and if he loses, then it's only going to be good for Joseph Parker. So it's pretty much a lose situation for Dillian's side. And for Dillian in his career, we're coming off a heavy loss against Tyson Fury. I think that personally, in my opinion, I think he should just regain himself, regroup himself, maybe have a couple of warm-up fights that he can learn from, and get another huge resurgence to a world title fight. Try to build himself back up to being a world champion, or to be in a position where he can fight for a world title. And then afterwards, after all of that, fight Joseph Parker. Because Joseph Parker, let's just think about it. If Joseph Parker wins a world title, he would want to avenge his loss against Dillian and against AJ. Those are two people he would be begging to fight with, despite the fact that he's just won a world title again. So I think for Dillian, right now makes no sense for him. He's better off just regrouping himself. He's better off just, getting back to winning ways, working on his defenses, stepping back into the ring, and then potentially a fight against, I don't know. It's tough to match Dillian. Do you know what? After Tyson Fury, I'll put him in against a complete top 30 warm-up, smack them, maybe another fight to get your rounds in towards the back end of the year, and then early next year, go in the ring with the likes of an Otto Wallen, for example, or a I don't know who's a good name, Frank Sanchez, something. You get imagine top 15 level type of opponent, and then towards the back end of next year, if he does beat them, he could go in the ring with, I don't know, Deontay Wilder back end of next year. I can't see why not. Deontay Wilder will be, what, 37, 38 at that period of time? Why not? Go into the ring, defeat Deontay Wilder, and then from then on, you would be very close to being a world champion. So that's what I think, in my opinion. I think Dillian White should regroup himself. Forget all of this faffing about. I completely disagree with this matchup. It makes no sense for Dillian. It makes complete sense for Joseph Parker, because if you think about it, Joseph Parker, he could just beat Dillian, and then now he's considered a top 5, level of opponent. Do you know what? Even for Joseph Parker, what is the point, bro? What is the point? You just beat an incredible league with your record, but it doesn't get you closer to a world title. Really? Maybe beating someone like Joe Joyce probably would, but beating Dillian is not going to get you closer to a world title. It makes no sense for the pair of them thinking about it a bit further. It's not good, but I do hope that Dillian recovers from that defeat, because that was a heavy defeat, man. He fought bad, man. He fought horribly in that defeat. And I do hope that he can recover and go back again and have a huge run, go on another huge run back to the top. And if you fall short again, is what it is, and then afterwards maybe a couple of big name fights to retire. He's not completely out of it like some people like to think he is. You know what I mean? There, but I love to know what you guys are thinking. Let me know in the comment section below, or let me know in the chat, because I'm not one of those people that just thinks, yeah, lost, that's it, lost. No, it's over for you. It's not over, man. You've got a long career left. You're 34 years of age. People retire at the heavyweight division at the age of 38. You've got about 3 good years, 2 maybe good years left in you before you start going on a rapid decline. So you might as well just win a couple more fights, warm up, get back in, and then settle, and then keep it moving as well. But this is the last round, PBC, on Ramos versus Santa Maria. So far, I wasn't really scoring this fight, to be honest with you. But it's a fight whereby Ramos has just been on the front foot, aggressive, tried to shut down Santa Maria. Santa Maria doesn't want none of it, to be fair. Tried to counter punch to stay in the back foot. It's a style that I'm not really for. I do like fighters that use their footwork, and I do like fighters that stay behind their jab. And I do prefer, if I was in the ring, my probably finishing move will be a straight 1-2. I do like that, that combination, 1-2 uppercut, 1-2 down the line, those sorts of combinations. But a fighter that just stays on the outside, running around, jab to the body, running around, it's pointless unless you know that the fight that you're coming up against it's a hell of a fighter. You're a huge underdog. You know you're gonna get beat, so you might also just do whatever you can just to point score and drag it to the last round. It is what it is. I can understand if you're doing it from that standpoint. Minute 30 left on the clock. Let's see if we're going to have any last minute resurgence. Ramos with a good jab to the head and jab to the body. How good is this Ramos guy, actually? I come to think of it. How good is this guy? I'd love to know. Is this guy half decent? Is he great? I'd love to know. Because if this is just 2 novices on the card, I can see their record, but 18 wins, undefeated by Ramos. You can tell he's undefeated by the way he's moving. His defense is tight as well, so I can definitely see a scenario where he doesn't accumulate a lot of losses for those reasons, and the fact that he's 18-0 makes sense. Hold on, let me just see something. Santa Maria, BoxRec. Big up BoxRec as well. Big up BoxRec. Shout out Uncle Jonah as well. White meat should change trainers. Yes, I agree. White meat should change trainers. Not because I think Javier Miller is a bad trainer or he's not a trainer for him. I think for Javier on his end, training a fighter like Dillian White, it's not going to put you in a great position going forward for training other fighters. You could potentially be accumulating a lot of losses by Dillian White losing or being susceptible to an uppercut. So if you're a fighter, also if you're a trainer, you'll be looking at this scenario thinking, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit like when you're a trainer for like a football club that's a bit on the back foot or in a relegation zone, or just you're bagged to rights. You're definitely going to get relegated. There's nothing really much you can do. You're going to have that on your record, and it's not something you want to accumulate too much of because it looks bad on your CV. For Dillian White's perspective, I think Dillian White needs to, I don't know, man. He needs to stay active. Do you know what? I think a large portion of why he lost against Tyson Fury was the inactivity. He looked sluggish. He looked slow. He didn't look completely on it. We've seen better nights from Dillian. And that's what makes it frustrating. We saw better from Dillian. Which is why it makes it a little bit more frustrating as to why he looked that bad that night. Does he need a new trainer? It's tough, man. It's tough because what can anybody else do better than what Xavi Miller's doing? That's what you need to ask yourself. The only reason why I think he could potentially ask for a new trainer is if Xavi Miller doesn't want to be there, because that's as far as he's got to take him. But who's going to be better than Xavi Miller? I want to ask you that question. And who would you have in substitution if it wasn't for Xavi Miller? Let me just go back onto box rec. Let me just see Santa Maria again. Hold on. We just want to look at pro boxers. Yeah, we don't want to know like flipping all these other stuff, bro. It's not conducive to a view. It's what we want to know, man. Luke Santamaria. All right, cool. Let's go. Luke Santamaria. Top 15. Okay, interesting. Top 15. Interesting. 17th is Troy Williamson. 20th is Sam Egerton. Nah, this is not a stacked division. This division is not a stacked division, come to think of it. If he's almost as good as Troy Williamson, I'm sorry, but this is not a stacked division. Personally. His opponent in Ramos. Rough. Like, these are not. This is not looking good for man. Because I thought maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm bugging. Nah, man. What? You're telling me this Ramos kid is about a little bit better than Sam Egerton? The same Sam Egerton has lost 7 times. Nah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I thought these lot were well beaters. I thought maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't know who these people are. And maybe I'm being a bit disrespectful, but fam is what it is. Mark Jonas says Mark Tibbs. Oh, crap, I just noticed. My microphone is all the way down there. Mad thing. Mark Tibbs. No, because Mark Tibbs already had beef with him. And Mark Tibbs is not going to make Dillian Whyte right now any better than he is. What's going to really make Dillian Whyte's career a lot better is activity. It's activity. And guarantee you, if you get Mark Tibbs and he fights December time, and you get another coach who's not even half the level of Mark Tibbs, but he's fighting regularly, I guarantee you that coach that, it's not as well accomplished as Mark Tibbs would make Dillian Whyte look a whole lot better because of the activity levels. Sometimes it's just being fresh. Ultimately, in boxing, inactivity is the worst thing you can have. I remember Dimitri Bivol versus Craig Richards. Dimitri Bivol was out the ring for a little bit of time, and I think Craig Richards could have beat him that night. And that was the Dimitri Bivol at his best. You can clearly see it from the outside looking in, but Craig Richards put up a great performance. You see inactivity in the Card versus Brock fight. Card looked out of it, man. He looked slow to the races. Some people are saying his age. It's really time outside the ring. Golovkin, again, another scenario. He was outside the ring for like a really long while before his fight with Tim Tszyu. And I think the fight with Tim Tszyu, it wasn't showing of his age. It was showing of his lack of ring, or lack of, shall we say, ring rust for the last couple of years. So I think
Inactivity from Dillian White has been a key factor. Mark Tibbs won't train Dillian again on the basis that they've fallen out. They've had a fallout, man. And it doesn't look like it ended amicably. Mark Tibbs got told by Dillian White's lawyers that your services are no longer required. So if you know it gets to that point, and Mark Tibbs turned around and said, I'm not really surprised. I was expecting that to happen. So you know it ended on a sour note. Another person that could trade Dillian, Dave Caldwell. Dave Caldwell has a stacked gym, to be fair. To think about it. Leroy Richards, Hopi Price, Jordan Gill, Derek Chisora, I think is in that gym as well. It's not, there's a lot of fighters in that gym. A couple of other fighters as well, which is in their gym. I'm not sure whether I can say, but there's a couple of other fighters in that gym. So Mark Tibbs is not the best option either. So now you're down to only a couple of other options. Who's going to teach him defense? Who's going to teach him defense? What trainer is going to want to train Dillian and knowing that he's susceptible to the uppercut? What trainer? That's like having a. That's basically. Let me tell you something, guys. That's like training a football team that has a shit goalkeeper. Like, and you can't buy another goalkeeper. What exactly can you do after that? If anybody can score an outside shot and it just ends up in the back of the net, there's nothing you can do. You can't train for that. You could do little things to try to negate it. You can work on the defense, but ultimately, really and truly, that for a trainer's perspective, it's a difficult circumstance to be around. And I know Javier Miller, he's he doesn't like to work with polished fighters who've got amazing amateur pedigrees. He deals with fighters who are a bit more like rough diamonds. And I think for his sake, I think he should part ways with Dillian and train other fighters afterwards. You know, he's done a good job with Dillian overall, I must say. Dillian's looked his best under Javier Miller and not under Mark. Well, Mark Tibbs made it huge improvements, but he looked at his peak um under Javier Miller, to be fair, against the Povetkins or the two Povetkin fights. He looked at his best. I know against Fury he did look good, but I can't put it down to that fight. I can't really put it down to his trainer. It's a bit like, you know, in football, if somebody scores an own goal, I can't put it down to the coach. I'm sorry, but you can't. If your defender scores an own goal and gets himself a red card, I can't turn around to the coach and say, "Listen, it's your fault that we're in this position." No, bruv, you can't really. You can't. You know the way it is. It's one of those circumstances. But big up Uncle Journal as well. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, whoever's watching, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share it amongst your social media. Stay patterned. Much love to Stay Patterned. Always show love and support. I really appreciate it, guys. Hold on. Let me just see something. All right. I see a red kit, yeah, but I think that's Man United. Bruv, don't tell me you're a Liverpool fan. Don't tell me. Hold on. Are you? Nah, that looks like a light Man United. That looks like Man United. Okay. Sorry. My bad. I was about to crack a few jokes, but I think you're a United fan, so I mean, I can still, yeah, but I wanna laugh at Liverpool now. We'll talk about Man United another time. Yeah, we'll talk about Man United another day. Anyway, Steve Patton said by the time AJ gets back in the ring, it will be like 11 to 12 months, and coming off a loss that ain't good for AJ. Should have just had an interim fight before Usyk against another southpaw before Usyk again. Good question. Should AJ have had an interim fight before the Usyk rematch? Even if he wanted to, even if that's an ideal circumstance, he knows he can't really do that. Let's be honest with you guys. He knows he can't do that because AJ knows that with regards to the rematch and all the clauses, etc., he has to fight Usyk next or nobody, basically, or basically win the belt effectively. That's he can't turn around and say, oh, "Okay, I'm not fighting Usyk. I'm fighting a bum, and then I'm going to fight," because Tyson Fury would say, "Okay, I'm just going to unify against Usyk then," and now you're left in a pickle. AJ, it is what it is. He fights twice a year anyway. It don't really make much of a difference. He fights twice a year. He'll be fighting in June, well, in July, I think. He'll be probably fighting the end of the year. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Ideally, I would prefer it to be 3 times a year. But by the time that fight comes round, he would have been out of the ring, what, October, so 3 months towards back end of that year. And 6, 7 months. He'll be out of the ring for about 9 months. 9, 10 months. That isn't good. That isn't good. But I think he can get away with it. For his style that he needs to beat Alexander Usyk, he can get away with a little bit more inactivity because his style is like the Canelo-esque style that he wants to come in with. Aggressive, hits to the body, smash Usyk to pieces. And when you want to formulate that game plan, that tactic, inactivity is going to cause less of a difference than somebody who is a technically gifted boxer who works on timing, like ring IQ, etc. Because all of those factors will be extremely more effective than a person like a Chisora or an AJ when he wants to be aggressive tactic, if that makes sense. So even though it would have been ideal, firstly, it's not really possible given the circumstances, one that Usyk was in, and the fact that Fury wanted to fight Usyk or the winner of Usyk. Basically, if Fury could have avoided Dillian White to fight against Usyk, he probably would have, which meant that it's in AJ's best interest to fight Usyk next. He's got no other choice. I would prefer it to be sooner, but that at this point, you see what's happening in Eastern Europe. You can't push it any sooner than it is. It's a sad reality, but like AJ's put himself in this circumstance, so I'm not going to turn around and say, "Oh, okay, man, it's so sad that AJ has to rematch late." Bruv, he should have won the first time. He should have won the first time. Everything else afterwards is out of his control. He can't be mad at it. Anything else that follows that, he can't be mad at. He can't be, because by the time Usyk finished or started this camp following his military career with fighting against the Russian government, he would have had what 20 weeks, maybe 16 weeks to start camp. So I don't think AJ had much of a choice. It is what it is. I just hope he wins, man. But I'm not confident, guys. I'm sorry. I'm looking at AJ over the last couple of months, and there's been a lot of red flags, I must say. Recently, this whole thing with regards to, I've got it here. This whole thing when it comes to AJ and him effectively sticking on kids. I'm for that. I'm 100% for that. I agree with AJ on this circumstance. I think, you know what, you should step to these kids and show them, like, you can't disrespect, man. You know the way there. But there's a lot of things that happened before that. His interview to Sky Sports, his talk that he done with Kugan Cassius, the trainer situation. There's a lot of red flags, in my opinion. Stay Patton said, hopefully that answers your question, Stay Patton. Man United, come on. Listen, I'm a Chelsea fan, yeah. I could be cussing Man United right now, but I can't lie, yeah. Liverpool, yo. All I'm saying, What's going on, fam? Liverpool. Hey yo, hey yo, what happened to revenge? Revenge. Revenge my ass, bro. What kind of revenge is that? If this is the listen, if AJ comes with that level of revenge, he's losing the belts. if AJ steps in the ring like Liverpool, yeah, he's losing those belts, big man. Yeah, revenge my foot up. Anyway, foot on means like um in Somali, okay? It means you get the gist. It's man, Liverpool in the mud. Trust me. Ain't it funny? We've won as much trophies this season as Liverpool. How is Chelsea winning as much trophies this season as Liverpool? And Liverpool were absolutely fired this season. And we've basically been sanctioned by the Conservative Party. Yeah, Boris Johnson and his mates. These times they're Liverpool were smashing teams 6-7-0 in the Premier League. Yeah, we saw our team being basically riddled with injuries in December period where we were on top, and then all of a sudden we dropped to like third, or second or third. I think we're close to first anyway. I think we're six. I think it was either 3 or 6 points out, and then Lukaku does that interview, messes us up completely. Nah, man. Nah, man. Trust me, all I'm saying is next season, I promise you, from next season, we're going to touch skin, bruv. Yeah, we're going to put hands here on the Premier League. I'm telling you, you lot is peak on the streets. Liverpool next season, we're cooking you. We're cooking you. Yeah, you lot are right at the top of that hill. Yeah, there's only one way you can go. You and City. There's only one way you can go. There's only so far up you can go. How like you got what 90 something points? 90 something points, like both of you guys. You can get to you can just about get to 100, but that's only like a couple point difference. Us at Chelsea, trust me, we've got a big gap. We got our ceiling is so high. We're about to just come for everything. Anyway, back to the matter around there. I went off a tangent. Went up this way, but you get the gist. Actually, what's the play, bro? Anyway, Liverpool, bro, shit team. Anyway, one trophy in 30 years, mad thing. Anyway, say, shout out Slade Patton, for reminding me. I looked at it, I was like, flip it, Slade Patton, bro. Are you? Nah, he's right, bro. United fan. Anyway, Trey 896. Devin Haney's timing and skills will be his best chance versus George Kambosos. I went back and watched his fight, and since Gamboa, he hasn't fought the best opposition at 135. Devin, man. I'm rooting for Devin, guys. I'm sorry. I think Devin might be one of my favorite fighters right now. I've really rooted for him. Can he beat George Kambosos? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think George Kambosos, the reason why he won against Teofimo Lopez was the lack of preparation, the poor conditioning that Teofimo Lopez had, the lack of the whack game plan that he came in with. All of those factors combined, I think George Kambosos find it easy to beat Teofimo Lopez. However, Devin Haney, on the other hand, is a different ball game. And I think Devin Haney, if he could take a punch, which I think recently against Linares, who is a powerful puncher, he's shown that he can at least take a punch to an extent. He was a bit rock, but he can take it. Then I think they could run rings around George Kambosos and really time him effectively. I hope he wins. I think it's going to be a masterclass by David Haney. I could be mistaken. It's in Australia. His dad is not turning up. It's just Devin Haney and his I think it's Zab Judah's dad. I think it's Zab Judah or dad, I think, or uncle is training or he's going to be in the corner for this fight because there's not really much that Bill Haney could do. I think the reason why was he got convicted 30 years ago for possession of an illegal substance. So he's basically effectively carrying a bit of or a bit of 30 years ago, and for those reasons, he's not allowed to go in Australia 30 years from now, which is a bit weird. These time their politicians have done a lot more worse. A lot more worse. Bruv, what's his name? Tony Blair, who effectively rallied up himself and George Bush, rallied up themselves, formed the large, military operation, went to Iraq and some of the Middle Eastern countries, killed a lot of people, including innocent men, women, and children. Then come back and just say, "Oh man, we got it all wrong. We made a mistake," and they could probably still go into Australia. And this time there, Bill Haley, who was carrying a bit of weak calm. Hey, yo, this was messed up, bro. I swear. Am I the only one? I could be the only one, guys. This was a bit messed up. Anyway, but I think David Haley's got a great chance to beat George Kambosos. In Australia, it'll be tough, though. But I think David Haley's always been the away fighter, to be fair. Even in his hometown, he doesn't draw in a lot of people in terms of like numbers or crowds, etc. So I think he could do a great job in defeating George Kambosos. That's just in my opinion. He needs to use his pivot. Agreed. Yeah. And for those of you guys who aren't aware, a pivot is when, let's just say, the fighter comes from this side. Okay, so you guys are the fighter, and I want to mount an attack and pivot. Effectively, what I'm going to do is any kind of shot. Yeah, so let's just say jab 1, 2. Yeah, and then once I do that, I immediately twist my body. Yeah, or pivot on my foot in order to cut the angle, make it difficult for you to throw a counter punch. If that makes sense. So, absolutely, you are right. He needs to use the pivots. He used to stay on the outside. He used to keep his footwork, man, and timing has to be precise. He can't be just slipping like lacking. He has to be on point. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if you guys haven't done it already. It really helps out a lot. And like the video on the way in. I don't know how many likes we've got. How many likes we've got? We've got 5 likes, guys. Let's just get it to 10 at least. Okay, let's get it to 10. I could really appreciate it, guys. And thank you very much for all the support you guys have been providing me. Of George Kambosos. I mean, it's a big challenge. It is a big challenge, but that's the sport of boxing. What is the difference? Like, how big of a challenge is George Kambosos in comparison to Linares, for example? They're both big challenges. Linares can punch and really can hurt you. George Kambosos can do the same thing. But with your training, doesn't really what's your difference? You need to still put in the same 100% as you would do. So ultimately, George Kambosos can be defeated. He is. I don't think he is right now the best lightweight in the world. I think the best lightweight in the world right now, in my opinion, is Vasily Lomachenko. I think Vasily Lomachenko would run rings around most of these guys, and I think if Loma went in back again with Teofimo Lopez, I think Loma will probably win. Come to think of it, that's just in my opinion. I could be mistaken. Big up Trey as well. Haley got the death row contract. That is insane. Rematch in the same place, rare in today's time. It is rare. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to go through hell to see heaven. Sometimes you just got to swallow the shit. Pardon my language, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to swallow the shit. Okay? He's in a difficult situation. He has to get, he has to basically effectively win and then win the rematch afterwards in order to become the undisputed lightweight in the entire world. Okay, so if he had not signed up to this deal, what would he have done? What, go up to 140? Then what? Then what? The belts are already tied with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, even when he moves up, you've got what, Jose Ramirez, you've got Regis Prograis, you've got Teofimo Lopez at 140 now. You've got Jack Cattle, who's another formidable opponent at 140. It's not going to be a walk in the park going up to 140. And the fights aren't going to come easier at that weight class either. So you're better off staying at 135, beating George Cabosas twice, one more fight afterwards against Lomachenko, in my opinion. I think or Ryan Garcia, one of those. He's got to have one more fight after, or yeah, two more fights after George Cabosas, and then go up, because his body is growing massively. He can't hack it. He can't hack it. Yeah, he can't hack that weight class. He'll be draining himself too much, and ultimately, if he doesn't go up in time, he's going to go out like Teofimo Lopez, where he was weight trained. He ultimately needs to go up now, not next week, like now, if that makes sense. Okay. Big up Martin as well. Martin Tintin. Yeah, shout out Tintin. Martin, are you ginger? Let me know if you're ginger. I really see Cambosos being Haney. That a lot of people be saying it. A lot of people be saying it. A lot of people were saying that Teofimo Lopez will beat George Cambosos before. A lot of people were also saying that Lomachenko would beat Teofimo Lopez. This lightweight division, like, is showing that you could call an upset. And is it an upset? Is it really an upset? Let's just say this. 2 years ago, if I had told you David Haney beat George Cambosos, would you call it an upset? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's only because George beat Teofimo Lopez. That's when all of a sudden you could call David Haney beating him an upset. That's just in my opinion. That's just in my opinion. But I think George can still win at the same time. It's in Australia. He does have home advantage. He can use the energy from the crowd and smack David Haney. David Haney has been slightly, little bit jaded by a couple of shots. One, I think, a couple by Jojo Diaz, one by Linares. I think if George Cambosos hit him sweetly, I think he can go down. I won't be surprised if he does go down in this fight, to be fair. Coming to think about it, it is possible. Obviously he's fit, but much love, big up Trey, man. Much love. You see how Avenue said if I Virgil Ortiz, the clock's ticking for Connor to step up, regardless of him like an amateur background. And that, you know what? You are absolutely right, Trey, which leads me to talk about this fight, okay? What he's talking about. According to Michael Benson, or Mike Hoffager, Virgil Ortiz versus David Ebenezer is reportedly done deal for welterweight clash on August 6th. Likely, hold on, let me do that again. Likely in Texas, according to Coppinger. That is true. From what I'm hearing. With regards to what you're saying, Conor Benn needs to step up. I would not say so. The reason why I wouldn't say so, let me drink my water before I start spitting another series of facts. Hold on. Do you know what I clocked, fam? Side note, yeah. Side note. These man, yeah, they put salt in their thing, you know. I have clocked it, fam. I bought bears of these. I said it on my last stream, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna have Coke today. I'm sorry. I don't usually have it, yeah. But these men are scammers, bro. They have you clocked, yeah? These water companies, they put a tad bit of salt, yeah, to make you want to buy it again, again, again. Like, fam, come on. I know Coke is better, but I need some caffeine early hours of the morning. Forgive me. Avenisa versus Virgil Ortiz. Both Avenisa and Virgil Ortiz are at a much higher level than Conor Benn, in my humble opinion. I think Conor Benn is that step below. Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Avenisa are a step above. Okay, now it is a riskier move to go to that category and beat that level of opponent than what Conor Benn is, or like the opponents that they're talking about with Conor Benn. But I think for him, if you're going up to that category, you're better off fighting Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, these sorts of fighters, than fighting the likes of Avenisian. Because the reason why I say that is because Avenisian, although he's just as tough as those opponents, he doesn't bring that level of profile. So, like, ultimately, if you combine both factors together, you're better off fighting Keith Thurman, a Eudelis Ugas. I think Eudelis Ugas actually is probably a step above that, but you get the gist. Those sorts of opponents over the likes of a Avenisian right now, because for those exact reasons, you got two fighters, same level in terms of ability wise, profile. One fighter has considerably amount of more viewership than the other. Who are you picking? Fight A or fight B? It's a no-brainer for me. I know some people hate hearing those sorts of terminologies when you're talking about a sport and a tough sport in boxing, but it's the truth. It's the absolute truth, and I'm not really going to be mad at Eddie Hearn for this, really. Now, this guy called Conor Benn had a large amateur background. In fact, his first couple of fights, he looked like he was. He didn't even look like a pro boxer. I've seen amateur boxers look better than him, but he worked his way into learning those tactics or your good tactics, and worked on his skill, and worked his way up to a position where you could consider him a top 15 welterweight. Top 10 is a bit of a stretch, but you may chuck him into that category as well. But you could definitely call him a top 15 welterweight in the world. For somebody who wasn't as skilled as he was, it is pretty impressive. So if this was, I'm telling you guys, if his name was Connor Hutchinson from flipping Scunthorpe, I guarantee won't have none of us will be having this chat. None of us will care. Most people will probably give a flying damn if his name was Sam Buddy Richardson, yeah, from Scunthorpe, yeah. Well, because he is the son of Nigel Benn, and that name carries weight, and he is in terms of their family, the next big thing in terms of the boxing world. That's why people expect more from him. But I didn't grow up with Nigel Benn, so I'm not going to turn around and say to Connor, oh, like you got to have a huge step up. Because if he fights the likes of, I don't know, give me a name, Danny Garcia next, I ain't gonna be mad at it. I ain't gonna be mad at it. You know the way there. You know what? Even if he takes another fighter like a Chris Algieri on that level, even if he fights Amir Khan, I wouldn't be mad at it myself. I'm not in the camp of let's rush Conor Benn ASAP personally, because everything happens in timing, and I think next year, if he gradually increases his difficulty of fights, I think it'll get to a stage of his career in the next year or two whereby he'll be fighting top level guys. And once you're at that level, more than likely he'll be staying at that level for quite a considerable amount of time, unless he gets loss after loss after loss where he needs to rebuild himself. So I'm a little bit more patient with Conor Benn. I think he's young as well. How old is Conor Benn? So let me just find out. I'm already on box track anyway. Look at that flipping the last fight. Conor Benn, how old is this brother? Conor Benn, the destroyer, 21-0. See, he's only 21-0. Come to think of it, that's not that bad. That is not that bad. Come on, guys. let's have a bit of. He's 10th in the world on box rec with 21 wins and no losses. I think 14 knockouts. You would have thought after the last couple of fights, every fight was a knockout. But who is around his what? Mikey Garcia. I'd say Danny Garcia as well. Yeah, Garcia, Mikey Garcia. David Navarrete is eighth in the world. Jaron Ennis is ninth. But Jaron Ennis is only ninth because of his opponents that he's faced. In my opinion, he's actually top three. I'll consider him top three. I'll consider him actually better than Ugas personally. Who else is there? Michael McKinton. And do you know what? Like Jaron Ennis. Let's look at Jaron Ennis. 29 wins, 27 KOs. Yeah. Castillo Clayton was a good opponent, but after that, it's not top level fighters, guys. So let's have a little bit more compassion with Conor Ben, personally, in my opinion. Like, just look, Jared Ennis, which the US fans are raving about, is 28. He's had 8 more fights than Conor Ben. And can you say he's got a better resume? Debatable. Castillo Kate is a good fighter, personally. I think he's a good fighter. I think Castillo will beat the likes of a Chris Algieri and Samuel Vargas. I think he'll wallop through those type of fighters, personally, because I rate that kid. Hold on. Oh, sorry, guys. Missed a lot of your chats. He needs he needs to at least fight someone he's not expected to beat soon. No more gaps. No more OAP, sorry. I agree. He needs to step up, but I'm comfortable in him taking his time a bit more. You know, there's no. He's also. Let me just see how old he is as well. I'm sure he's about 24. How old is he? He's 25. Come on, guys, bruv. Come on, guys. Let's just have some a bit more compassion. He's 25 years old. If he starts his step up at 26 and he retires at the age of 37, he can have a very fruitful career. Let's have a bit more perspective, guys. If he has a step up next year when he turns 26 and he has a big fight then. So let's say he has a fight, 2 fights, one. How many fights? We're in June now. Yeah. Maybe a fight in September, August, September, and a fight in December. Yeah. If he has 2 half decent fights, not great, but very half decent fights. Yeah. And then early next year, fights the likes of Mikey Garcia. Early next year, beats Mikey Garcia, smashes him to pieces. Yeah. Middle of next year, Adrian Broner at 147 smashes him to pieces. Following on from the rest of that year, in the middle of the third quarter, beats Keith Thurman. By either December next 2023 or the first quarter of 2024, he can fight for a world title. After that, he can then, if he's in the position where he can win, and he wins a world title, which is not out of the picture because Terence Crawford is what, 36, 35, 36. Errol Spencer's a little bit younger, but Errol Spencer's going up in weight class. So there is a big gap where he can actually fill that void. I know people are talking about Virgil Ortiz. I know people are talking about Jaron Ennis. But if he has the world title shot in early part of 2024, I know it's far away from now, and he reigns the division, or he has a really good go at it, he could be a top level fighter, in years to come. When we talk about it, look back at his career, thinking of Rafa, Conor Ben, what a career he's had. 2-weight world champion, beat somebody at 140, 147, maybe even drop to 140, beat some of the top level guys there. They maybe go up to 154 afterwards. Like, at the end of the career, we will forget having this conversation about having a step up. That's what I'm talking about. We, all of us combined, yeah, will completely forget about a conversation about Conor Ben stepping up. So timing is very key in boxing. You don't want to talk him in Errol Spence tomorrow and all of a sudden get his eye socket smashed up to pieces, and then what happens next? What happens next? You're struggling to get a fight now, or the top level guys just don't want to fight him unless it's a purse or a split of you fighter pay between of like 99 or 95.5%. Come on, man! Like, let's have a bit more patience with Conor Ben. I'm in the minority, guys. I know. I think we read that. Martin said, "I'm not ginger. My dad is white, and he's a ginger. My mom, an Indian from Trinidad. Big up the Caribbean crew. Shout out Trinidad, yeah. Don't know, yeah. Shout out Trini. Conor doesn't need to fight any level people, but people slightly lower. I get a lot like." It's difficult to categorize some of these people because you don't know who is a little bit lower than Jaron Ennis. I think Jaron Ennis is like, you got Spencer, you got Crawford. I think Ennis is right below that. Like, right below that. I think Evan is at the level, a small category, a bit underneath that, like the Keith Thurman, Ukas, uh, who else? Virgil Ortiz, Evan at that level. Conor Ben is that one below that. You know the way there. So um he can fight people around his category, then step up. Either way, I'm fine. Colin Vincent wouldn't say he's a step below Avedition. I agree. Rafa, we got knocked down. Lara, 15 seconds left on the clock, 40 seconds left on the clock. He looks like he's no, not Lara, sorry, O'Sullivan. Why is he still fighting, bro? Why is he fighting? Somebody let me know. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, guys. Let's keep those likes up, guys. I really appreciate it. Hold on, let's go back again. Conor Ben wouldn't say he's a step below Avanesian. I agree. Conor Ben wouldn't say he's a step below Terence Crawford. He wouldn't. Some fighters have enough pride and ego that they will admit to themselves that they are not ready for a world title shot yet, which isn't necessarily a problem. Because it means you have the self-confidence within yourself, and that means that you can perform at your highest level. Cristiano Ronaldo thought he was the best player in the world at the age of 17. He probably wasn't at that time. He was probably the likes of Ronaldinho, Kaká, who else? A bag of other people you can argue that were better than him at that period of time. But he had the mindset and the belief that I'm the best in the world. You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot of people think that it's the accolades and the achievement gets you the belief in yourself. You have to win a lot of high accolades in order to think that you're the best. And that's not how it works, guys. You got to think you're the best when you are even at the worst. Because that's the fuel that's going to get you to a position where you are the best, if that makes sense. Like a lot of these guys who are ambitious, if you ask them, do you think you are the best person, best boxer in your weight category in the world, and they are true winners? I guarantee you 99% of them say yes. Yes, I haven't proven it yet, but absolutely. So I think that is not necessarily a detriment to him. I love fighters when they've got self-belief. I love it. Not fighters, any person. Someone could say they're the best rapper in the world, and they haven't even sold anywhere near as much records as some of the top. To be fair, I can't lie. Rap, you can't compare rap because it's a broken system. Yeah, the best rappers, in my opinion, are like who Kano gets. In the UK, I'm talking about Kano gets, Chip, pot of paper. These man, yeah. But there's rappers that aren't as good. Nines, and again another example. There's rappers who aren't as good as them, who probably making more money than them, who are getting more number ones than them. So I think I use a poor example in that front, but I hope you get what I mean. When I'm talking about, um, when I'm talking about having a step up. Okay. Oh crap. Okay, let's go next one. Um, but he knows from below, and you're right. He needs to fight those names you mentioned. Garcia would be perfect. I agree. Who's Garcia fighting? See, I've always loved matchmaking, but I want to know who they're fighting. I know who is Mikey Garcia actually fighting. Mikey Garcia. His last fight was against Sandor Martin, where he got smashed up. That was October 2021. He's got no fight scheduled. I think that would be a good fight. Schedule that fight in August. That means he's about what 10 months, 11 months out the ring. You could beat him. You could beat him. It's possible. I think it's definitely possible. Yeah, I think it's definitely possible they could beat a guy who's, you know, Michael Garcia is a bit more inactive. Um, has only really stepped up to 147 or in for the last 3 fights. He's had 3 fights in 3 years. I think Conor Ben can capture the moment. How old is he as well? 34 years of age. He's had about 40 fights, 2 losses. Only lost to Errol Spence and Sandor Martin. Shock loss to Sandor Martin as well. Where is Sandor Martin? Who is it Sandor Martin fighting? See, I want to. Half of these people, they just gone under the radar. Who are you fighting, Sandor Martin? Sandor Martin. Hmm. What's this question? What's going on? I'm baffed. All right, back to the matter at hand. Apologies, guys. I went on a little rabbit hole. Nah, no more Algeria level guys, man. These are Thurman Garcia Brona at least. Do you know what? I can't complain at those names. I'm a bit more cautious personally, and I want Conor Ben to be when he gets to that level, staying at that level, not be rushed through. But I get what you mean. Fam Tyson was a champ well before 26. Yeah, but that's heavyweight. It's a different. His style, heavyweight scene, his talent as well. Like it's a different ball game. Yeah, it's a very different ball game. Tyson. It's tough because you are right though. Some of the heavy hitters at that weight class at the point of Tyson starting out his career. Who was it? Larry Holmes, George Foreman, those sorts of fighters at that top of that level at that period of time. Do you know what? You have got a point there. You have got a point there. Do you know what? That is a great point. Come to think of it. Thank you, fam. Yeah, big up, man. Big up, Martin. Fam, we need Cooper versus Spencer money. It's getting ridiculous. Then they could fight Charlo. I think that fight will happen, and I think that would happen next. I think that would happen next. Both individuals. I think. I think both individuals need this fight next. Errol Spence is about to go up in the weight class. Terence Crawford is 36 years of age, 35, 36. He's not getting any younger. And so he would want to fight Errol Spence either now, next fight, or the fight afterwards. They right now, for both of these guys, it's a ticking time bomb in terms of how much they've got left in them at 147 or in their careers. So I agree, they've got to fight. Well, I don't know why they're not fighting, man. I hope Crawford signs with the PBC, maybe a 2-fight deal, 1-fight deal or 2-fight deal. Sign them, beat Errol Spence twice. If would I want to see it twice? Not really. Do it one time, and if it's controversial, do it again. If it's the case where it's like a triple G Canelo, do it again. If it's the case where you get in the ring, inside 3 rounds, crash bang, wallop, Crawford or gets beat or Errol Spence gets beat, then I don't want to see it again. That's just in my opinion. Big up to all you guys that are watching. Like the video on the way in and subscribe to Off the Cameras Boxing Guide. We're trying to get to 500 subs ASAP, so I really appreciate if you guys could all subscribe. Now Conor will therefore say he's below Crawford Spence level. Do you know what? If you go to Conor Brennan and ask him, do you think you could beat Errol Spence or Terence Crawford? He'll say yes. At that level, I don't know. Do you know what? I don't. It's tough. Would he? Hopefully he wouldn't. I think that he's below them, but even though in reality he is, but if you're a fighter, if you're an athlete, you can't think like that, man. You got to always think you're the best. Let your managers navigate your career and put you in fights that are going to be hard test and step you up gradually and not be huge risks. And then you can just have a gradual progression in your career and get to that top and stay there. But I don't know. Would he? It's a good question. Yeah, it's good to be announced. Spence Crawford contract has been sent. Big up, big up, big up. I do hope that they do stay behind their contracts. I really do, because I've been I've got PTSD from boxing, fam. We waited for Floyd and Pac-Man for a long time. Fury versus Wilder, and not Fury versus Wilder. Fury versus AJ. AJ versus Wilder. Like, I've got PTSD, fam. So I just hope that this fight, follows through this year, and it won't be that much of a long wait as we would have hoped, because Errol has been collecting the belts. I'm not really too fussed at how it turns out in the end. Crawford and Spence, if they do a rematch, it will be a 154. I don't think so. Not on Crawford's end. I think Crawford's staying at 147 for the rest of for the remainder of his career. I can't see him stepping up to 154 unless it's for a big money fight. When I mean big money fight, we're talking like an exhibition fight or a fight that's just for payday, basically, for a quick payday. I don't think it's going to go up to, unless it's a case where, okay, I can see a scenario. He has, let's say he beats Errol Spence, 2-3 fights down the line, goes and fights the likes, I don't know, fights afterwards, fights Ukas, Jaron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, maybe even beats these guys. Then after after the 3-4 fights, he says, I want my last payday. I had a tough fight against Errol Spence, which went to points. I just about won, but I think now is the time to have that rematch. On my way out, last fight before I retire. I can't really make 147 anymore. Let's go up to 154. I can see a scenario in the world that can take place. Absolutely. But right now, can't see it. I can't see it. Let me know what you guys think. I just can't see it on my end. Crawford has already said it. I think Crawford will say anything just to get that fight over the line. He would say anything. I guarantee if he won, let's just see his attitude when he won. That's when real decisions will take place. Because right now, he hasn't even had this fight scheduled. So the idea of getting up to 154, that's all well and good saying it, but is he actually going to follow through? Good question. He said Spence, then Charlo. Hope, do you know what? If that does take place, if you're right, I'm gonna be excited. Watch his interview with Shaw Porter. I saw it from the outside. They done an interview with Shaw Porter. I didn't really listen to it too much. On the Porterway podcast, I like Porterway. Shout out, my man. But before, hang on, Wade Rod number 8. Spike looked like the referee was about to take him out, or the doctor. Sorry. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I really appreciate it. I will talk about one last thing before the tank fight, and it's about 5 minutes till 5 a.m. in the UK here, guys. So I really appreciate you guys rocking. Oh my god, we're about to get a knockout. Oh my god, that's enough. That is enough. Spike O'Sullivan is getting the hell out of here. Erosanle Lara with an emphatic knockout win against Spike O'Sullivan. Why is he boxing so buff? How old is Spike O'Sullivan? It felt like he's been here for the longest. Spike O. Bruv. Fam. Fam. How old is this guy? How old is Spike O'Sullivan? Bruv, imagine I had a flipping chief host, bro. I could just be like, yo, fam, who's, bruv, say no more. I'll look it up. Tank in 7. We'll go to predictions. in a bit. I'm excited about this fight. Thanks for reminding me. We'll go to predictions in a bit. Regarding Tank, before we get on to what we think, who's going to win, and how we see this fight going. Oops, wrong picture. Sorry, apologies, guys. Let me just amend something. I think this was this. No, wrong picture. I'm trying to get a picture up, guys. I do apologize. Was this it? Surely this was it. Come on. All right. Boom. Yeah. This is his last fight with Floyd Mayweather Promotions. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this was a great career with Floyd? Do you guys think that this was a wasted career with Floyd? I'm a little bit on the fence with this one, because the reason why I say this is because Tank has had, 28 fights with Floyd? How many fights has Gervonta had? I think he's had about 20 Tank fights. He's not had a huge amount of fights with. But let me just double check. I don't want to get this one wrong. Oh my god. Man, it's bugging out. It is bugging out, guys. BoxRec, I'm sorry, guys. This BoxRec thing is bugging out completely. Yeah, here we are. 26-0. What was it? 26-0. He's had 24 knockouts. These are all with Floyd, okay, for the most part with Floyd. 135 pounds. I won a couple of titles, BTEX, secondary titles, nevertheless, but he's won a couple of titles. I think he's won it at 130 and also at 135. Made a lot of money and now needs to step up. I think right now is a perfect time to leave Floyd. I also believe that Floyd wasn't necessarily a bad influence on him because he made him a lot of money. And to be fair, it put him in a position where he could demand the big fights now. And I don't think Floyd could get him over the line in that sense. So, in my personal opinion, even though I don't think Floyd is a great promoter, I think how it went down in the end is not that bad. He's top 5 or top 4, sorry, lightweights in the world. If he goes in and says, you know what, I want the winner of George Kambosos versus Devin Haney after the 2 fights, I think both of them will be open to it. He's a big draw. They have all the belts, and he could potentially even beat them in terms of his quality. I don't see it as a big problem. He's also, I think he's around 27 years of age. He just about got out on the right time. If he stayed for another 2 years, that's when I would turn around and say, you know what, this guy's serving you no purpose at this point. But at this moment in his career, I know he hasn't got a deep resume, but let's be real. Isaac Cruz is a very good fighter. Isaac Cruz will beat, in my opinion, Ryan Garcia. And I like Ryan. But I think, what's his name? Pitbull will beat Ryan Garcia. And I think Pitbull will also give Devin Haney, stylistically, a whole heap of problems. Stylistically. The way this guy's onto you like a Pitbull, I don't think Devin Haney would have hacked it, personally. So I think the fact that he won that fight, it means that he needs that next step up now. He needs that big name in order to be established as the best lightweight in the world. So I'm not really mad at how it's come down with regards to him and Floyd. That's just my opinion. I could be, look, some people may think I'm wrong. OT, have you been in training camp? Travis J said he's watching all the videos on your channel loading. Do you know what? Big up, Travis. Is this Trav? Hold on a minute. I just clocked this. Trey. Hold on a minute. Let me just think about it. Don't tell me. I just clocked. Hold on a minute. Let's just go back a bit. No, surely not. Surely not. I could be bugging. Surely not. You do have the same opinions as Travis. You do have the same. You do, yeah. You do have very similar opinions to Travis. I ain't gonna lie. You're looking bare Travis-ish. Big up Trey, man. Sorry. I know Travis is what. Do you know what it is, yeah? On the thing it says Travis, Trey 896, yeah. And I'm thinking about how old Travis is and whether he could have been born in 89. And come to think of it, I think he was born in 89, 88, 89. Close around that time. Because I'm thinking about how old he is. I'm thinking about where potentially he was born. And you have the exact same opinions as him. Anyway, bro, see, this is what Travis has done to me, yeah? He's got man paranoid. Yeah. But can't lie, not really much you could do. Because I've been wrong a few times on my predictions. So there's not really much Travis could do. Yeah. But And also, like, if Travis is watching, yeah, he's just got married. He's about to have his second solo comedy show. I, why is he messing about with OTC? Yeah, why, why, why? And you know what it is? Big up Travis, big up Travis. Yeah. Um, but why is he messing about with OTC? Travis, yeah. Listen, I took a lot of L's in my life. You should just take the L. I go with this merry way. You know, I've lost talks with Travis all the time. It is what it is. Now big up Travis, man. Poor career swear he's never won a proper world title. That's true. But I was thinking about it today. Is that Devin Haney's fault? Sorry, is that George? Not George. Is that Gervonta Tank Davis's fault that he's never won a proper title? Is it even maybe with the promotion's fault? Because those titles are available to him by the WBA. I think a lot of our frustrations in Gervonta Tank Davis winning stupid belts here and there. I think personally, we should be redirecting that to the WBA for having those belts to begin with, or the WBO for ranking certain people in very high positions that all of us are now complaining about. You know, we're there. I was talking about with another individual on the Discord that I'm in, and he said Yard, like, Anthony Yard, he's number one, and he has like 40 top level guys, and now all of a sudden he's in the world title shot, and now all of a sudden, he didn't beat top level guys to be in a position for a world title. And I just said, look, he's number one in the WBO. He didn't ask to be number one in the WBO. They put him there. And if they put him there as number one, I can't turn around and complain that he's not signing deals with Joshua Buatsi when he's got a shot for a world title right in front of him, even if you think he didn't, deserve it based on the resume that he's had since his last world title shot. You know, the way down, the wins he's had since his last title shot. Does that warrant another one? Potentially not on paper, potentially not. But the fighters and the management, they don't make up the ranking, they don't make up the rules. It's the governing bodies that make up the rules. I guarantee if the governing bodies said, Boatsi and all of these other top level like heavyweights, they are in the order. Let's say Boatsi was number one in that division. They said Boatsi versus Anthony Yard, final eliminator for a manager position for a world title. I guarantee that fight will be signed overnight. If not, it will be going to purse bids. If not, both fighters would, we'll just go to purse bids. We'll just go to purse bids, and I guarantee you, both fights, they'll probably negotiate a deal. But if it does go to purse bids, it don't really matter because that fight will be gone. You know the way there. So, in my opinion, I'm going forward, guys. Going forward, frustrations that I have with fighters and management teams winning second rated belts. I'm going to I may even touch upon it, but the first people I'm going to point towards is those people who allowed this to take place to begin with. Yeah, I know some people probably disagree with me on that. Probably, yeah, but it's a fighter decision in the day. You can say that, but if you think about it, with Wimbledon, how many tennis players decide who they're going to compete against? In football, how many you can't walk into an end the league season deciding who you want to play against. Or I want to play him. Forget him. It doesn't sell enough tickets. I want this guy. Yeah, and all of a sudden blame the people, like the managers or the other fighters. They just navigated their way through through the structure of boxing, in my opinion. I had now, man, about it. So yeah, big up, man. I really appreciate it, man. Big up, man. And you know what? Support all of the other guys as well. October ready. space, and just like support this man as well. You know what I mean? Like, much love for your support, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Okay. He knows what time it is after the last performance. So this year they said you ain't water testing. Listen. Yeah. Oh my god, fam. Yeah. This bro. Yeah. Hold on. Let me drink my Coke, fam. This could take some. Let me just drink my Coke. Hold on. Right now. We gotta drink it again. Hold on. Fam. I'm clean. Yeah. I am clean. Okay. Well, I mean, I just drank a bottle of Coke, so if I probably bother tested, yeah, there's probably some flipping. Hold on. Yeah, there's probably some sort of substances in this. So I'll probably bait myself out. But that was absolutely fair, yeah. Travis underestimated what we done and KG. And to be fair, but my idea, it was really a great defeaters. They were saying to me, "Why are you always taking the bullets for half of these man?" I said, "Yeah, fam. Yeah." So then I came up with a master plan on that day, and I just executed it. It's all business, it nothing personal. But I'm glad that people. Do you know what it is? I don't even think that it was that great. I was like, you know what, that is what it is. That is, doing my thing. But some people enjoyed it. Like I appreciate it. And you know what? I also appreciate might be in the computer, bruv. I swear to God, yeah. Do you know what it is? Yeah. In terms of general stuff, um, like in terms of what's it called, like general day to day. Guys. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you gotta be careful. If you're the thing is, I'm not a pro boxer. I'm not a pro boxer, but in general day to day stuff, if you're a pro boxer, there's a bag of things that you can pop dirty for. Yeah, imagine Pringles release another flavor of Pringles and limited editions, and all of a sudden they've got some chemicals within them that could be tested, or that contain banned substances in their Pringles. I think Actimel, which is a yogurt in the UK, Actimel has a couple of substances within them that is banned on the VADA list. So I do feel sorry for some of these pro athletes in terms of boxers, especially ones that don't get full information and full exposure to what you could pop dirty for. So it is what it is. But what I'm saying, that was pure skill that day. Yeah, Mauricio Suleiman cleared me. It's all panned up. Anyway, Javante Tech Davis went on millions worth of game podcasts and said he never asked him promoters for them big fights. So what did he want then? So what did he want? Like I can't. Anyway, you know what? That's why I don't know if when a lot of people say Floyd is a bad promoter, I'm reserving judgment. You know, I'm just gonna wait a couple more years before I make that call, because apart from Javante Ted Davis, there's not been a lot of high profile names coming out of that camp. Really and truly, they've had a couple fighters, but not to the level of Javante Tank Davis. I'm not in terms of talent wise. And have they done bad for Javante? As promoters, no. As managers and matchmakers, you could argue to an extent. You could argue to an extent because within the 26th fight, he could have been in a lot more of a better position to fight for a world title than he is at the moment of time. But he's made a lot of money that if he wanted a world title fight, and he's very skillful as well, he'll personally, one, I think he's ready for it. Two, he's got the money for it. So that means that David Haney or George Kambosos will also be open to the idea of fighting him. I don't think he's necessarily missing out. You know what I mean? There. So, but I do hope that he gets. And one thing I wanted to talk about, a big up Trey as well. I think Trey is heading off. All time Pokemon fight is done great. Yeah, big up Trey, man. Much love for the support. Might be Krabuto. Yeah, absolutely. Could be. Money. True. I agree with you. Absolutely. With regards to who I think he should. Oh, there's Ringwalk, guys. Ringwalk. Last thing before we go. Who I think Tank should be promoted by. I think right now in his career, I think, in my opinion, he should be promoted by Eddie Hearn. Not Eddie Hearn, but Top Rank. I think Top Rank is the best place for him. George Kambosos. I think George is on Top Rank. David Haney right now is currently on Top Rank for his next couple of fights. Who else? Lomachenko is on Top Rank. If he wants to step up to 140, we just progress. Joe, is Jose Ramirez? I think Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, all on Top Rank. Jack Catterall is a bit more freelancer, but I think he's also on Top Rank. A lot of these fighters, in terms of those weight classes, majority of them are on Top Rank. Not necessarily with Eddie Hearn. I know Eddie Hearn, in my opinion, is the best promoter, but he's not. Doesn't have that level of fighters on his roster, and that makes it a lot more difficult. But now we've got ourselves a fight. Romero walked to the ring. Let's go. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Like the video. Let's get this show on the road. Last minute predictions. I am predicting a knockout round 4 KO knockout win for Gervonta Tank Davies. I don't think Rolly Romero is going to lace the glove of this guy. I think it's going to get there. I think Gervonta Tank is going to get him the hell out of there. But let me know if you guys agree in the comment section below. And then let me know what you guys' prediction is. Last minute predictions. Rolly's on some next rock thing. I disagree with. Well, I'm not for that kind of music. Gervonta Tank Davies is coming. He looks ready. He looks focused. He's looking on the floor, but he does look menacing. I'm here for this. I'm here for this, guys. Gervonta Tank Davies is walking down some long corridors. Yeah, I don't know why he's taking like so long to walk down the corridors, or why he's changing rooms all the way around the back. Let's go. Ring music is slightly lacking in this fight, but we've got to keep it moving. Oh, sorry. Now they're doing it now. All right, let's go. Let's see what you got. Fam. Gervonta Tank Davies from Baltimore. No ring music or a lack of ring music. He just got straight in, got cracking. I'm here for that, man. They had a little bit of an exchange early on, guys. Let me just get ready with the banners regarding round ones and round twos. Let's go. Javante Davis versus Romero. I'm here for this fight, guys. I am here for this fight. Yeah. Davis. Is it Davis or Davis? I think it's Davis. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Davis versus Romero. All right. Romero is what, a couple centimeters bigger than him, but Tank has got a longer reach. No 3 knockdown rule, all of them stuff. Let's go. Barclays Center. What's your last minute prediction, guys? Jimmy Lennon, big up Jimmy Lennon Jr. Let's go. Rory Romero looking into the crowd, wiping his nose, walking back. Rory Romero looks some. He just, I don't know what this guy's on. And I don't want to cuss him too much and dig right into it because he could have some cognitive disorder that we don't know about. He might be like, I don't know, he might have some sort of autism or something like that we're not really too aware of. So when you listen to him for like a minute, you don't sound okay. It's the way he acts as well. He's all over the place. It's something about this guy. Maybe I could be mistaken, guys. Shout out David Fields. David Fields looks like one of them uncles in the cafe. Regardless of that, this is going to be a good fight. 12 rounds of boxing. Leonard Ellerby looks like a past star. I'm here for this. Barclays Center, full crowd, fully packed. Brooklyn, New York. A lot of people are here. A lot of people are here. How big is this? What's the stadium size capacity? We'll look at it afterwards, guys. Roy Romero, number one WBA light contender, 170 meters, 135 pounds, 168 reach in centimeters, 14 wins, 12 KOs. He's from Nevada. Yeah, this guy, Roy Romero, this fight was supposed to take place a lot sooner, but he had a bit of trouble with the law, but was acquitted, and therefore he's proven innocent. And this fight was then subsequently rescheduled after the Isaac Cruz fight. Javante Davis, the crowd is cheering. He's smiling. He looks hungry. He's doing this. He's doing this. He's doing all of this. Baltimore, Maryland, nicknamed the Tank. 1.66 meters, 171 centimeter reach, longer reach than I think Rowley. Rowley's going to be looking at the floor, wondering where all the time's gone after he's been knocked out. Javante Davis with a smile on his face. And that could only be two things. One, he's not taking the fight seriously, or two, he's smiling in in excitement for the amount of pain that he's going to cause Rolly Romero. It's one or the other, and I hope it's the latter. Because I'm also in the camp that I want maximum carnage provided to Rolly Romero. I think humbleness is something that he lacks, and I think another loss, or a lot, sorry, not another loss, but a loss on his record um, would then mean that he would, pipe down a bit more. In hopefully, well, hopefully, because we can't say the same thing for Adrian Broder. All right, let's go. Oh crap! Rounds. Let's go. When I click round one, that means I'm starting. Yeah. So if you guys want to sync up with me, cool. Okay, we're about to get started. And let's go. Round one. Javante Davis with a very high guard. Rolly Romero staying behind the jab. Rolly Romero in the purple trunks and the purple gloves. Looks nice though. I can't lie. It looks nice. Those crepe stuff for Rolly Romero it's a bit odd. Crepes as in shoes. Javante Davis is fading. Try to work out his distance. Try to work out the rhythm that Rolly Romero is doing. And try to download that information and work out what habits he's doing and where he can exploit. But the time Davis is staring him down, fainting to the body, and see what his reaction is. Now he jabs to the body for Javante Davis. Roddy Romero standing there, hoping that he's not going to get smashed up in this fight. Javante Davis with a good jab to the body. Both fighters are standing off each other. It's just fainted. It's just a psychological warfare at this point. Javante Davis just about missed. Romero also just about missed. Both of these individuals are just foot fainting at this point. Javante Davis is closer back or leaning towards the ropes, but he's gone back to center circle. Rolly Romero tried to jab to the head, jab to the body, but he's just missing completely. Rolly Romero is trying to just keep behind that jab. Yeah, but that distance between Rolly and Tank is shortening. Minute left on the clock. Jab by Rolly. Double jab by Javante Davis. Jab, right hand by Tank. Oh, sorry, backhand is southpaw. You got to remember, Ibs, come on, pattern up. Right hand, backhand, sorry, by Javante Davis. Jab, backhand, Javante Davis. That hit right to the body of Romero. Romero is. I'm not sure whether he liked that. Romero's trying to wrestle. Good that the referee stepped inside. I know Romero in his last fight tried to swipe his opponent to the floor after entertaining a clinch. And that's something that we must look out for. Rolly Romero is known to be a dirty fighter. He loves to use his elbows. Davis is yelling at Romero. Okay. First round, it's hard to call. You maybe give that round to Romero on the basis that he landed a lot more in terms of activity. He used his jab a lot more. Davis was a little bit more standoffish, but it's only the first round, and we've got a long way left to go. We're about to get into round 2, guys. Let's go. Round 2 is among us. Rolly is staying behind the jab. Tank is swerving towards the outside of the range. Jab by Rolly. Rolly with the double jab. Yeah. Tank is evading all of Rolly's shots, either catching them or slipping them effectively and pivoting from the outside. Rolly can't really touch Tank anytime soon, and it looks like Tank's worked on his defense. He's tried to hook Rolly to the body. Rolly is using his size advantage. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Come on. 2 minutes left on the clock. Gervonta Tank Davis is looking like he's about to set up a power shot, but then he's moved on to the outside of the ring. Rolly Romero is just swiped him to the floor. I told you lot, guys. I told you in the first round. Yeah, this Rolly Romero is some dirty fighter. He does shit like this, bro. He swipes the man to the floor, yeah. I told you lot. This is Davis. The commentators say that Davis got hurt, but do I agree? I'm not too sure. It was hard to call. It was hard to call. But Romero lands a right hand, or does he? It didn't look like it was 100% clean. Davis. Let's go. Davis evaded those shots. I also see that WBA lady in the background that has been caught in a bribery offense a couple of months ago when I done the video on, and I see her face in the background. I don't know why she's here, but let's keep it moving, guys. Romero behind the jab. 37 seconds left on the clock. Gervonta Tank Davis is working out the distance and plan in his level of attack. Big left hand by Gervonta Tank Davis. 24 seconds left on the clock. This is heating up, guys. This is really heating up. Gervonta Tank Davis looks like he's really downloaded how far the distance is between himself and Rolly, which means that he can plant solid left hand, left hook to the head. Look at this. Look at Rolly. Look at Rolly. Again, still keeping it dirty. Shots behind back of the head, punching after the bell. He's a very dirty fighter, guys. And I think that you've seen it in this round where he's up to his old tricks. Some of the shots landed. Nah, man. David, like, come on, man. You can't be doing stuff like that, man. This is Rolly guy, bro. I hope Tank just smashes him up, bro. Woo! Tank with a solid left. With a left or a straight left. Really rocked Romero. And he's lucky because if Davis throws a solid uppercut, I think he'll be gone. Romero just throwing stupid shots to the back of the head, shots from the like elbows, man. Stupid, like, what's he doing, man? Anyway, back into round number 3. Gervonta Tank Davis skirted around the outside, parrying the shots that Romero is throwing. Let's go. Gervonta Tank Davis feinting. Tried to pull down the arm of Romero, but opted out. He uses it. Solid left hand, solid backhand by Gervonta Tank Davis. Good footwork by both fighters. I think Romero, in my preview, I thought that his footwork wasn't great, but really truly come to watch of it, it's not. It's looking a lot better than his last fight. Ooh, a solid left hook by Romero, solid right hand by, solid backhand, sorry, by Gervonta Tank Davis. This is look like this is fireworks, guys. This is absolute fireworks. Absolute fireworks. We're not even scoring this fight. We're just watching it for entertainment. It's currently 5:34 in the morning in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Solid backhand by Tank Davies. Romero tries to throw that right hand. Oh, he misses the right hand, but he catches him with the left hook. Tank Davies has stayed on the outside. Romero is looking better than what I expected him to be. I expected him to be completely out of it in this fight. And that may be the case a bit further down the line. Tank Davies, it looks like he's taking about a while to get into this fight, more than expected. This is a grudge fight, so I was thinking Tank would be a little bit more proactive earlier on, but it looks like he's a lot more passive, defensive, fighting on the outside, trying to catch Rolly in moments and spurts where he can counter punch effectively. Currently 40 seconds left of the clock. Solid round by Tank. He's stepping up the gas, pushing it back to the ropes. Good wall movement by Tank Davis, pushing Rolly Romero back onto the ropes. Solid. No elbows, bro. What were you doing, bro? Like stupid, bro. Come on, let's go. Oh, solid backhand by Tank Davis. Yeah. Let's go. Double jab by Tank Davis. Romero looks like, even though he was in control, even though he's on the front foot, he looks like he's having some apprehension in attacking Tank Davis, as he was doing a lot more earlier on. That was a good move. That was a good move. We've ended round number 3. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good with regards to Rolly Romero and how he's how he's prepared for this fight. He's actually really impressed me. He's managed the distance well. Ooh-wee. Seconds out. We're now into round number 4. Let's go. Let's go. Gervonta Tank Davis in a southpaw stance. Rolly Romero tries to widen his feet. Very awkward movement. He looks like he's so uncoordinated, but so far he looks like it's all seemed to be working to an extent. Even though you can see the tide turning a little bit more. Rolly Romero using his footwork, using his movement, stayed from the outside, really doing well in terms of that front. But this is round 4. This is the round that I thought that Tank Davis would beat Romero in. Currently, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more later than this, by the way the fight's going, unless it's a flash knockout, unless it's a complete knockout, which isn't something abnormal in the world of Gervonta Tank Davis. Good right hand by Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank Davis is catching Rolly accurately on the counter. Rolly isn't as free flowing with the jabs, with the front attacks as he was in the first 2 rounds. Is his gas tank going? Do you know what? When I watch Rolly Romero, he looks like he's got some sort of a limp. Am I the only one? Guys, put it in the comment section below if you agree on the chat. Has Rolly Romero got some sort of limp? Good right hand by Rolly Romero. And another good right hand by Rolly Romero. You can't get caught with those two good shots. Tank Davis, you've got to be wisening up now. Tank's got to take some. Oh, good backhand by Tank Davis. Rolly Romero is eating those shots well, and that is alarming in terms of Tank's side. Both of them exchanged at the exact same time. 45 seconds left on the clock. A little bit of a slip movement upstairs by Rolly Romero. Good jab by Rolly. Double jab right hand by Rolly. Okay. Davis complaining that there's an elbow being thrown. I agree. Bro, that's what I'm seeing, bro. This guy's some shit guy, bro. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Tank Davis is now assisting the situation. Oh, solid right hand by Romero. The camera angle really didn't pick it up well, so it was difficult to see it well. But the commentator tells me that it was a right hand. I'm gonna just assume and take it on. Not gonna lie, guys. In my opinion, I think the referee should. The referee should deduct a point by Rolly. He's doing a lot more shady stuff. He's known for this. Like it's a very sad set of circumstances that we find ourselves in with regards to dark art for Rolly Romero. I am very disappointed in him. Let's go. Rolly Romero, sip yourself water. The coaches are telling him, yeah, keep your hands up high. You're doing well. And I agree. I think a little bit more patience on Rolly's side. And I think that Rolly a little bit more patience on Tank's side. I think he would catch Rolly clean. But he's got to time that uppercut perfectly, because I think that left uppercut will be the perfect shot for Davies. Double jab by Rolly. Rolly's just hitting the gloves at this point. Rolly just hitting gloves at this point. Good duck by Tank. Double jab backhand by Tank. Hook by David, but it was a big miss. What's the clock, guys? Where's the clock? What's going on, fam? All right, jab right hand by Tank. Jab hook to the body by by Davies. We're in round number 5, I think. Straight left by Tank. Good, another straight left by Tank. Let's go. Romero looks like he's really affected by the shots. Let's go, Javante. Bro, where the fuck is the clock, bro? What the fuck, fam? Guys, where is this clock? I could be bugging, but we're in round 5, I'm pretty sure. But where is the clock? Good backhand by Tank. Rolly looks like he's wearing himself. David hurt himself. Romero caught onto it. Javante Davis turned around and said, like it looked like he hurt something, but I don't know what he hurt. And it's difficult to see. I think he hurt his left hand, but it's difficult to see from where I'm sitting at this point. But it definitely hurt something. Whether that'll be a sustained injury in the fight, or it could just mean that he just grazed an elbow to elbow and just hurt for that period of time. Tank isn't throwing a lot of shots. He's just using his movement and keeping it moving. Good left hand by Tank. Tank doesn't appear that he's hurt the left hand. Was it? Romero with uppercuts. Romero with. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. Last time, warning by the referee. Good, good backhand by Tank Davis. You see the sort of stupidness from he's always on this thing. 5 seconds left of the clock. Bruv, where was this animation, guys? This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. Amos Martini says who's winning. I think that I I think that Davis is winning. I think Davis is winning so far in this fight. But I think the tides are turning, and I think that Rowley looks like he's about to begin his decline. The celebs are in the house. Madonna's in the house. JC Morgan in the house. Okay, let's go. They got the whole of New York out. Seconds out, let's go. Round number 6. Rolly Romero. You gotta go, bro. You dirty fighter, bro. 2 minutes 51 on the clock. Tank Davis is stepping on the outside. Why is Tank Davis doing this? Is he hurt? Has he pulled the muscle? What's going on? What's going on? You see from the top right-hand corner or left-hand corner, you see Andrade in the crowd. I want to know what he's saying. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm telling you, Romero's just elbowing. Romero's just elbowing at this point. Yeah. The referee saying to Tank, don't hold. Let's go. Good double jab by Romero. Double jab by Romero. Jab, right hand. Go. Low blow by Romero. So I'm saying, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. This guy's a dirty fighter, bro. Stupid fighter, bro. Point deducted, bro. Referee's been extremely lenient. Should dirty fighter, bro. He's pissing me off, bro. This Romero guy. I hope he gets banged out, bro. Let's go. Let's go, Tank. Right backhand by Tank. Straight left to the body by Tank. Rolly's trying to set up shots, but he's missing them completely. Do you know what I think? I think it's a Tank's right hand. I think it's his right hand. So he caught the shot. The way he caught Rolly's jab, yeah, it looked like it hurt him a bit. That's my theory. It could be that jab hand. Okay, Rolly looks like he's taking back some momentum that he's lost in the last couple of rounds. 50 seconds left on the clock. Romero's struggling, man. But he's still hanging in there. He still doesn't look like he's out of it. Good right hand by Romero. Oh, big right hand, big uppercut. Big uppercut. Romero is gone. Yeah, Romero is gone. What, fam? Yeah, let's go. Great uppercut. His legs are going, but he's always had bad leg movement and bad footwork. Referee stops it. Yeah. Javante Tank Davis, yeah, smashed up Rolly Romero. Yeah, that son of a work. That fighter that fought dirty. Elbows, low blows, back of the headshots. Yeah. Trying all this smoke, yeah. Javante Tank Davis is laughing in Rolly's face. Damn right, bro. Yeah, damn right. I'm here for it. 6-round stoppage. That's what I'm here for. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. It looked like you got hurt in the process. It looked like you got hurt early on. But that's what you're talking about. You see the passion in there. You see the hunger in Tank. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Great performance from Javante Tank Davis. He smacked up Floyd Mayweather's next best talent in Rolly Romero, or in terms of the next best star that they wanted to build in Rolly Romero. And now he goes off into the sunset. Yeah. And he does what he wants to do and fight the top level guys. This is his moment. I think that this is. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you have to give it to uh, a counter left hook. Yeah, Rolly just starts. Rolly, Rolly's face looks funny, bro. I can't lie. Yeah, I shouldn't be laughing at people getting knocked out. But Rolly is a son of a work, bro. He is just a nasty person, bro. You could tell, bro. Nah, fam, bond this guy. Get him the hell out of here. Good, right on the button. Yeah, Romero just couldn't get up. He was out of it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What a performance. Especially within that sixth round. Romero's going back to the locker room area. Hope this humbles you, bro. Big man to go, hope he humbles you, yeah? All this cockiness, bro. All this cockiness, bro. And all this flipping fam. Nasty piece of work. Nasty piece of work. Nasty piece of work, man. Like, let me know what you guys think about this fight, man. I'd love to know your opinions because good night, Vienna. You know, good knockout by Gervonta Davis. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. Big up everybody as well in the chat. Much appreciated. For all of the love and support that you guys are providing me as well. Hang on a minute. Tank Davis apparently only landed 25 punches, which isn't a lot. But this is what I'm talking about. This is why we love boxing, yeah? He may be absolutely like out of it or not looking as amazing throughout the fight. But this is the reason why. One punch knockout. Get him the hell out of here, bro. Nah, bro. Rolly, get him the hell out of here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bang! Oh my God. His eyes rolled around his head. His head dropped into the ropes. God damn. God damn. What a fight. What a finish. What a fight. What a finish. What a fight. Oh, sorry. Not what a fight. What a finish. And what a performance by Gervonta Davis. It's like the vid guys that I would really appreciate that as well. Wow, 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 wow. Do you know what's crazy? Look at all of this hype. I don't see a lot of people from Mayweather Promotions. I don't see where's Leonard Ellaby. Where's all of these men around him? They're hiding, bro, because they didn't want him to win. They wanted Rolly to win. How can he want that scumbag to win? Absolute madness. Let's go. Post-fight interview. We're here for this one. Let's go. Let's go. Still undefeated. They're still the WBA light heavyweight champ or light heavyweight light champ light. Sorry guys, 6 a.m. in the morning. I've had a lot of sleep. Please forgive me. Let's go. Jim Gray is asking Tank, Tank, what's his thoughts? Tank, thanks God. First person he thanks is God. Next he thanks Al Heyman. Families went out the window. It's Al Heyman. He wants to thank Rolly and his team. How satisfied is his victory? Oh, I wish I could just share my screen, guys, and let you guys see this. Just for the Tank Davis was just hype. All right, let's look at the final finish. Good slip. What a finish! What a finish! He leaned before it hard as well. Wow. Wow. He ran into the punch. Nah. Good fam. Shame on him. What? All right, let's go. Who do next? Next level of point. That's what I want to hear, bruv. This is a long post interview. What would you like to do next? This is what I'm here for. He said he's just here. That's not good enough, man. I want to hear actual names. Condolences to Russell Jr. Yeah. Yeah, I might just end it, guys, because this guy's not talking nothing. Let's go. Cool. Sorted. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much for for tuning in with me early hours of Sunday morning. I really appreciate you guys. Please like the video on the way out if you haven't done already. Subscribe to Off the Canvas Boxing. Peace, love, and prosperity, guys. And I'm seeing you in the next video. Peace.
Good times never seem so happy.